You're just getting started on YouTube and you're trying to figure out how to have professional looking video, but you can't figure out how to make your footage go from this to looking like this. Let's jump right into it. All right, we're here, and this is what probably your footage looks like if you're watching this video. You want to make it look like we talked about earlier. So this right here isn't just horrible, right? I mean, if you got to make a video this way and this is all you got, then make it work, right? One side note I would suggest, if you don't have any type of lighting and you really don't have any money to get started, is to place yourself in front of a window that has some pretty good light coming in, and then hanging up like a thin sheet or a thin shower curtain to kind of make that light a little bit soft so you can have a little bit better lighting than what you have right now. But then that kind of limits you to having to do things during the day. And for most of you watching this video, I'm pretty sure you got a day job, and at nighttime, you know, the sun isn't out. So yeah, which leads us to our next option, purchasing some really good price lights. Now, the light we're going to be talking about today is the dog mount light. It runs for about $45 if you just get one, and about $75 to $85 if you get the double pack, which I think is a pretty good value. All right, here's the thing. So this is the dog mount light. It's pretty cool. It comes with a nice little light bulb inside right here. It comes with this whole softbox right here. Covers it up, makes it a little bit softer, makes it look better on your face. And then it plugs in, has a remote control, and you can control the color temperature, which I'll show you guys that probably here in a little bit. So one thing you want to do, we have our camera here, right? We have our subject, whoever we're recording. So what you want to do is you want to take it, the light, and you want to put it at a 45-degree angle. It can either be to your left or to your right, or right, left, depending on how you're looking at it. But you want to have a 45-degree angle either right here or right there. All right. And then the next thing you want is you want it to be high up. All right, this light stand doesn't go up as high as I like, but get it pretty high up. And then you want to angle it down at your face. All right, here's the thing that's pretty cool about this. When you do that, especially if you can get a light stand that's tall enough. I don't think this is the one that came with it. I've had it for a while. But you get a light stand with this dog mount right here. You get the box, you get the light bulb, you get the remote control, which is right here. It's pretty good remote control, great. So you're able to control a lot of different things with this here controller. So you can turn it on. You can control the color temperature, which means it's gonna look warmer, it's gonna look cooler, wider, and then you can control the brightness as well, which is all stuff you need to pay attention to if you're gonna do that. All right, so here's the thing. What we're gonna do is put this at a 45-degree angle, and one step you want to take before you do any of this is to turn off all of your house lights or your like room lights, right? So I have a light over here because this is literally like an old storage closet that I've renovated, and so the actual lights don't even work in here. But I put a light over here to simulate like a house light being on. So what I'm gonna do, in whatever lights you have in your room, your fan light, ceiling fan light, all that kind of stuff, you're gonna turn off all the lights in the room. You're gonna make sure all the blinds are closed. You're gonna make sure that you can do this so that you can have full control of the lighting in the room. You don't want too much spilling in from outside, and you don't want the weird different colors of the light that you may have above your head on your ceiling to interfere with the color of the light that's on the screen or behind your camera. All right, so you turn those off, boom, it's dark in here. And then we're just gonna simply turn on this light right here. All right, so you see right here, I mean, it already looks better. For some of me, I can adjust it right here, and we can turn down the brightness some right there. And depending on the settings of your camera, you can have something that looks pretty good, I must say, right? All right, so you got this right here. You can play with this. It's too bright, turn it down. And you got you a pretty good light right here. And so with this one, you can play around with it a lot, right? You can have it at this 45-degree angle. You can have it more of a kind of straight up angle right here. Was a little bit more front facing right there, but it kind of looks like you're being interrogated. I don't really like that one. Unless you're going for the look. I mean, hey, if you get real creative, man, you can probably even like hang it from the ceiling, or you have a big C-stand or just other equipment like you got sitting around. You can put it off to the side, have this really dramatic kind of thing coming in here. And this is just one light, right? If any of these look how you want it to look, I mean, this is good to get you started. But my favorite, like I said before, is put at a 45-degree angle. That way it's not directly on your face. Try to get it as close as you can to you without it being in the camera angle. And this is gonna help, the closer it gets to you, the more flattering it is on your face, the more nice your face will look. And it just, I mean, it's just good. I mean, you're seeing it right here. You're seeing it right there. It looks pretty good. Now, this is good enough to stop at. I mean, if you like this look and you like this feel, then go for it. Now, this is what you would call your key light. This is the main light that shines on your subject or shines on you. That way, you know, you got some pretty good stuff. So no matter the quality of your camera, it still looks pretty good. So let's talk about one more light that you need. You don't need to buy too many lights. Like I said, you could stop right here. This is perfect. This is good enough. This gets you started. The next light we want to bring up is a backlight or a background type of light. I'm not like a filming expert, so I don't know all the names. I just know what I call them. All right. So a backlight, a good backlight that I have is it's, I don't know if it's a no name brand light, but it says ESDDI or maybe 1. But this thing is pretty cool. I had this thing for a long time. I bought it because some YouTuber told me to buy it. I mean, you were doing the same thing here, right? And so this is a pretty cool light. It is a LED light that is very, very bright. If you turn it on right here, all right, very, very bright light right here. You can turn down, you can turn up. Again, you can change the color temperature of it, which if you're not familiar with what that is, it's gonna look more blue or look more orange. Kind of do whatever you want, what you feel for that one. The thing about this one compared to the soft box right here is that this is one that doesn't really have too many like features. Like, I mean, it has a lot of good features, but it doesn't have like a remote control and different things like that. This is a light you just put in the back and kind of just, you know, it's back there. You kind of forget about it. You really don't have to adjust it too much, but it's a pretty great light. So here's the thing. I couldn't find this exact model on Amazon, but what I did is I linked it down below. I linked one down below. It's very similar to it because you can put it on a stand and you can adjust it and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like when you put the backlight on you. All right, so we got our backlight. Let's go ahead and set it up. So you want to make sure you get you a pretty decent light stand if you want to hang stuff up or put lights on it. This one right here is the JVM, which is complete overkill because this is a very professional brand. I think a friend of mine gave these to me or let me borrow them, and then maybe I'm still borrowing them. We're trying to figure that part out, right? All right, so we got this in here, and you're gonna put this light on a light stand, and I can link some light stands down below. You don't want anything just like super duper cheap, but you want something that's at least metal or some type of tough material that won't just like bend on you. JVM, if you got the money, I suggest you get them. They're pretty good. The light stands that came with the mount dog soft box are pretty good too. I haven't really had any issues with them. Actually, I think I interchange them between even more expensive lights that I have, and I trust them. I trust them with that. So you're gonna do this, and this is kind of your back light right here. So this light, I mean, it can be used just like this softbox in multiple ways. So as you can see here, with just 2 lights for about 80 bucks, man, your video quality is already better. You got this backlight right here. This is doing is creating an outline. It's kind of separating me from the background just a little bit, and it kind of just adds a little bit more oomph you know, to the video. And so you got your softbox right here. You got that right here. Y'all see how it's set up back here. And here's the thing about it, man. You can play around with this one too. Just like you can put this one off to the side and put it up there if you could, hang it from the ceiling. So yeah, let's play around with this backlight. So you got it right here where you can turn it more on you. You can play around with the levels of it. I got it like real bright to just exaggerate a point, but you can play around with that. If I had a remote control for this one, I would most definitely adjust this one right there, but you can get it more towards you and less on the background, so it can kind of fill in your face a little bit more. You can point it more towards the background so that you can just have it back there. Or you can do this pretty cool thing right here where you just drop it all the way down and then angle it up. And then it creates this radio thing behind you where it looks like you've been spending time with the Lord or something. Like you've been in fasting and praying for like the whole month or something like that. That way you just look like, oh, right there. And so there's many different ways that you can play around with these lights. I mean, these are just two lights, 45 bucks, about 35 bucks. If my math is right, about 80 bucks for all of that, and you'll never have to buy a light ever again. And listen, this is gonna work for any type of camera that you have, whether you have an iPhone, whatever, or a fancier Sony camera, or maybe even something fancier than what I have right now. The point is that you just need to get started creating content. If your stuff doesn't look as perfect as you want it to be, it's okay. Go ahead and just simply start recording, and then get better with every single video and every single upload. So I would encourage you, don't stress out too much. If you have time to go back and fix videos that you haven't posted yet, go ahead, knock it out, man. But if you don't, just post what you got. If you already edited something, you already got it and it doesn't look as good as you want it to look, just post it. But with your next video, make sure that you set this up like this, all right? Simple light right here, another light in your back, boom, there you go. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to take your setup or your lights or whatever from looking like this to this. So go ahead and click this video right here and we'll talk about them over there. Peace.